Breaking news, a police chase ends overnight with 3 juveniles arrested in a stolen car.
And News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy live from where the chase ended near the airport, and it ended because cops had to put those spike strips out.
Apparently that was the only way they were going to get these 3 juveniles to stop that car, but they did eventually with the spike strips set out here over on Donaldson Pike. Of course, the scene has since cleared, but that wasn't the case about 6 hours ago. This is what it looked like when officers finally got that stolen car stopped on Donaldson Pike after a brief chase. It all started when police were running radar over on I-40 eastbound out in West Nashville early this morning. They clocked this car going really fast. We're told around 100 miles per hour at one point even. Police gave chase, but the juveniles weren't stopping, so that's when they had to get more police involved and eventually get those spike strips out here right outside the airport location. The vehicle came to a stop and those juveniles surrendered without incident. They were arrested, taken into custody for questioning. Also inside that stolen vehicle, they found a gun. So detectives now working to piece all this together. Where did the gun come from? Where was the car stolen from? Trying to reunite the vehicle with its rightful owner and also book these 3 juveniles on what could be some pretty serious charges. Reporting live on Donaldson Pike, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
Dan, thanks so much. Police in Hendersonville are asking for your help after 2 people had their cars broken into while they worked out. News Channel 5 Sophie Nielsen-Holding joins us from Planet Fitness there on East Main Street. And Sophie, I understand these guys actually broke into these cars.
Right, they smashed the windows and grabbed wallets from cars that were parked right here in this well-lit parking lot between 8:30 and 9:30 last night. The owners of the car were inside the gym working out. Now, according to police, they got the credit cards from those stolen wallets and took them to a Walmart in Gallatin where they bought nearly $2,000 worth of electronics. Police released these surveillance photos taken from video that shows the suspects' faces and the car that police say that they were driving last night. It looks like a 4-door sedan. Police are saying if anybody knows where these men are or has seen them, they want you to call Hendersonville police. They're also asking people to not leave valuables inside their parked cars. Live in Hendersonville, Sophie Nielsen-Holding, News Channel 5.
Sophie, excuse me, thanks so much. A new development in the second trial surrounding the kidnapping, rape, and murder of Holly Boba.
Yes, the state will not seek the death penalty against Dylan Adams, who's up next. Adams will face a jury from Chattanooga next May. Dylan's brother, Zach, you'll recall, was convicted on all charges just months ago and will spend life behind bars. Now, if you're wondering what about the third suspect, Jason Autry, he testified against Zach at his trial. He may testify against Dylan, but a trial date has not been set for him yet. Happening today, the teens accused of sexually assaulting a fellow teammate in Grundy County will be in court. We're learning a trial date may be set this morning for those teens. That hearing is at 9 o'clock.
And 2 years after a father of 3 was shot and killed in North Nashville, his family is still waiting for closure. Family and friends say they remember Charles C.J. Childs as a selfless and caring man. Metro Police say C.J. was shot to death early in the morning on November 13th, 2015. The 28-year-old was found inside his parked SUV on Wooddale Lane. Family members say marking the anniversary has been difficult.
It hurts my heart to see how his son has really grieved. It hurts my heart to see my daughter-in-law being broken.
Metro Police have now labeled this a cold case. If you have any information on what happened, contact Crime Stoppers 615-742-7463. We have an update for you this morning on a News Channel 5 investigation. The federal government is reversing its decision to punish a Tennessee doctor for Medicare fraud. News Channel 5 investigates first reported that Carroll County Dr. Brian Merrick was being forced out of business. He was accused of billing Medicare for treating dead patients. Dr. Merrick said it was a clerical error that amounted to about $600. He has practiced in Carroll County for more than 30 years, and supporters fear the government's decision would leave many without a doctor.
What are we going to do if we lose him? It's hard to recruit doctors to rural Tennessee.
Well, Dr. Merrick that we were talking about says federal officials told him he could start billing for Medicare this week. He said the numerous calls to Washington about his case made all the difference.
A sales tax hike could be coming to Williamson County. Now, the county commission unanimously agreed to hold a referendum on that tax increase from 2.25% to 2.75%. The proposed hike could generate $60 million over 3 years to help pay for school construction debt. That vote could happen as soon as January. Major changes coming to a Nashville holiday staple that certainly helps hundreds of local families. We're talking about the last-minute toy store. Usually it's held at the 61st Avenue Church in the Nations, but organizers are now partnering with the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. So the toy store will be housed at the Sheriff's Administration Building, which is just off Harding Place in South Nashville. Those in charge hope this move brings in more people.
What I mean by that is, and so a program like this where you're trying to reach people who are in need, there is no one place to go anymore. I do believe it's displaced, it's decentralized.
The store will be open for shoppers 3 days this December for those who need to pick up gifts for their families. Now, right now, the store is also taking donations. That's an important part of all this, and is in desperate need of, they say, gift cards for teenagers. We have resources on how and what exactly to give. You can get that information at newschannel5.com.